After establishing a theory of probable cause, the next step in the troubleshooting methodology is to test the theory. Now, when testing the theory, we have to select the most likely theory first. We might have a number of theories, and as such, they need to be prioritized so that we can focus on those things that are most likely the culprits. So we need to determine how it is that we're going to test our most likely problem causes that have been prioritized. If applicable, we might also back up data, such as to the cloud, and also the configuration of a system. So for example, if we're troubleshooting a Windows client operating system, we might save the configuration by taking a system restore point that we could restore the state of the machine back to should our testing have caused problems. Now at the same time, we might also use a sandboxed solution for testing. And that might come in the form of a virtualization environment with virtual machines that we can image using our production environment images. Now, at the same time, we also have to determine whether that virtualization environment would be run on premises or hosted in the cloud. Now, if we don't have the ability to properly test our theory, so for instance, if we don't have access to a cloud account or to on-premises virtualization systems, then we might need to escalate this to another department or another help desk tier or some other team that does have the ability to test the theory properly. When we test theories, we have to make sure that we only change one thing at a time. So if we've got a problem with a user being unable to save customer profiles to a line of business application, we don't want to make changes to the underlying operating system and the app and to network settings and then check to see if the problem's gone away. Because in that example, we've changed three things. If the problem does go away, that's great, but we don't really know what solved it. So we need to very carefully determine the root cause by changing only one thing at a time. Now, what if we test our theories and they fail? Well, we could establish a new theory if we've exhausted our existing prioritized list of theories, or if we're out of ideas, we could escalate the problem to another team that perhaps might have more experience with this type of issue. So in our example, where we've got an employee that can't save customer profiles to a line of business system, depending upon what we've determined is the most likely cause, such as a networking issue, we might start testing network status, maybe using Windows commands like ipconfig to view the IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, and so on. Or in Linux, we might check IP addressing using the ifconfig command. You can also use the ping command to see if you get a response from the target host, but just because you're not getting a response from the host, it doesn't necessarily mean it's not running, because it might be blocked by a firewall that's filtering out that type of traffic. Or maybe there's a router between us and the target, if it's on a remote network, that isn't allowing traffic to go through. We would only learn of that if we use the traceRT command. Another option, assuming that we've determined we have some kind of a network issue that's causing the symptoms, is to reestablish a network connection. Now that means a lot of different things. For example, at the physical wired level, it could mean unplugging a network cable from the wall and then plugging it back in, or swapping out cables with a known cable that is working on another system. It might also mean in the wireless network environment, removing your connection to the wireless network and deleting any wireless network settings and reconnecting fresh. In the case of network congestion potentially being a cause of the problem, we might simulate a busy network. There's plenty of software out there that can do that, and we can do that in our sandboxed environment. Now, once we've done these things, and again, we should only change a single thing at a time, after each change, we want to make sure that we test the core problem in the first place, which is to, in this example, save new customer profiles.